So I'm capturing video of a lightning storm. It's currently June 29th, 2016. I've got a lot of antenna gear up, so I'm quite paranoid about a massive electrical storm. I'm in South Quesnel, in central BC, Canada, and the shot that I'm taking right now is to the north-northeast, so up towards I guess it'd be like towards Finger Lakes, towards Hickson, up towards Chub Lake maybe. Not much wind, very light winds. Winds are coming from the west. Looks like the storm is actually progressing west to east right now. Took a while before the barometer dropped, but it finally is starting to hit it. This storm basically is what brought it down. I'm going to pan over to the west. Of course, I just missed the biggest one yet as soon as I turn away. Towards the west here, this is west-southwest. You can see there's not many strikes, but the occasional one. The majority of the electrical activity is to the north-northeast, or north-northwest. Maybe even northwest. It is slowly moving to the southeast, I guess, coming somewhat towards me. The cell that's lighting everything up right now is probably going to miss me, which, you know, as a storm watcher, it's a bit of a disappointment, but as a homeowner and as somebody with ample antennas up, let it be somebody else's problem. This area of British Columbia has a lot of dry standing timber due to the mountain pine beetle epidemic that's kind of been plaguing this chunk of the earth for the last, 15 years or so. So right now, electrical activity or thunderstorms are definitely not what our area needs. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of initial fire reports we hear on the BC Forest Service system in the morning. Most of the strikes do appear to be cloud to cloud. I do see some low stuff on the horizon occasionally, which is earth to ground. Earth to sky, sky to ground, or sky to whatever you want to call it. Up down. Most of those strikes, though, I've noticed have been to the west. The cell that I'm pointing the camera at right now, there's lots of cloud to cloud, it appears. The camera's not going to pick this up, but when I look at the storm cell, it's kind of in a, like an arc or a sickle shape. And you can tell that air mass is actually risen, and it's a tower. What do you call that? Towering cumulonimbus. But the odd thing is we've got no rain. Winds are relatively light, and obviously no rain, no hail, or anything like that. I am going to go in and check the radar reflections here quite shortly, but at this time we're observing no precipitation. If I point over, it's not going to mean much to you because this isn't going to work. But when I look to the east, I actually see a big gap. So I don't know what that is. Oh, that's awesome. Big strike to the south of me now. So it's definitely dynamic weather, that's for sure. Earlier we were hearing quite a bit of rumbling. We could hear the strikes quite loudly. Another strike to the southwest. The actual audible portion of the storm is subsiding a little bit. It was enough to make me come from downstairs, where I was watching TV and had the TV blaring, and I was hearing, if not feeling, the thunder. So that portion of it has actually seemed to calm down. The light show aspect is going strong. As you can tell from the discussion before about antennas and radio, I am an amateur radio operator. And earlier this evening, as the storm was significantly west of here, I was getting quite a few static crashes. And a static crash is essentially a large discharge of static electricity, or really any kind of electricity, which 99.9% of the time is due to lightning, right? It's lightning activity. And the signal strength on those, the stronger the signal and the slower the decay, the larger the electrostatic event. Sometimes it's often multiple strikes at once, which is not uncommon. And they were very close together with very, very high amplitude. It'd be interesting to... there's our first bit of thunder. It'd be interesting to put it onto a triangulation style chart and do something similar to multilateration or triangulation, where you can identify exactly where the strike is, kind of like what they do with satellites. Okay, here's something. So I'm now looking almost due west, and I can see strikes happening towards, I guess, over top of Nazco now. And I do see the haze on the horizon that usually comes with precipitation. In fact, it's completely gray over there. It is about, I don't know, I'd say it's a little after 2300 local time here. And I can tell just from looking at it that there is precipitation approaching us. So that's probably a good thing, considering the fire danger that I discussed before. Anyhow, I'm going to halt the recording here. We're quite a few minutes in. The old saying is, when thunder roars, go indoors. So I'm going to heed that warning, and we'll observe this storm from indoors.